Our story begins on a planet called Dementine. Ruled by the insane and doers of evil, happiness and tranquility are not allowed to exist within this hemisphere. However, one soul would be born, and his journey through hell and back would begin on this dreaded planet. His life started like anyone else's. Within the demands of the hierarchy, he was born in shackles, being forced to work within their lives and actions he did not represent. He was indifferent to all of it, seeing a very faint yet visible light at the end of the tunnel. And so, the soul's fight for freedom of mind would start at this very point. He had a few thoughts of his own. If he did this, his own family would be in danger, as the higher power would eventually find out. He began to write letters to them, asking them to forget about his life and how they would be better off without him in the way. He was sad, but his point would stand clear in the long run. Days would pass, and the soul began to grow closer to his family again, no longer caring about the looming threats. He knew of the consequences, but he wanted to spend his time on his terms, something that Dementine never allowed its citizens to do. It wouldn't be long before the higher power would find out about his scheme, causing them to take action. Heavy gunfire and the sounds of cannons would echo throughout the streets, all aimed to stop the soul in his free-thinking mind. These feelings and this attack would lead him to be hell-bent on destruction, not giving a lick of care for anything in his path. In the end, he would eventually end up captured by their men, officially putting his plan to a standstill. The soul was tied up inside of the prison, being held motionless to their devices. All he had was his mind, something that would guide him for the rest of his journey. He thought all hope was lost and everything had crumbled. Just then, he heard of groups rebelling outside the fortress walls, wanting to fight back for their freedom. The rebellion fought their way inside, breaking the soul out of his confines. He was hailed as their leader for this rebellion of sadness, formed by the tears of their labor. The group would travel throughout, gaining more support along the way as they showed the others their idea of freedom. The soul had done it. He had found his purpose on this planet. After the rebellion, the soul would narrow his findings, coming across a planet distant from Dementine. This planet was different though. It had free will. He set his sights on this next journey, saying goodbye to his family and friends as he ventured far and beyond. Months would pass, and he would finally find his way into this mysterious land. The people were afraid, but they welcomed him with open arms. He felt restored, now finally free from the confines of Dementine. But this victory would be short-lived.